Hello everybody and welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with my review for episodes 1 and 2 of the new Ahsoka series. Now, I already mentioned all of this in a community post, but I will say it again. Like every review I make, it's from a fan perspective. I am not a paid influencer from any company, and I produce these reviews simply out of my own joy. I am also not a member of the WGA. You can check out my community post for more information on this. But let's talk about Ahsoka, possibly one of the most anticipated Star Wars projects we've ever had. Ever since Ahsoka mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn in The Mandalorian, we knew that things were going to be taken up a notch. And I gotta say, the first 2 episodes were everything that I wanted in life. I'm not really sure I can explain it, but to me, it felt like something completely brand new, even though we were watching characters that we were extremely familiar with the exception of some new characters, but it just all felt so refreshingly new. The costumes, the production, the set design, everything looks incredible, and you can really tell that the volume is getting better as it goes. Usually with these shows you can tell when they're using the volume, but with Ahsoka I was so sucked into the world that I didn't even think about the volume. Everything just looked incredible. Seeing live action Lothal just warms my heart, as Rebels is my favorite animated series. It's everything I imagined it being, and really reminds me of the early concepts of Chandrilla that we saw in the Rogue Squadron video game. Visiting Corellia again is always a delight, especially since we got to see it on a sunny day where we could see all of the building facilities. Character-wise, I think Rosario Dawson has finally come into the role of Ahsoka properly. I think it took a little while to get into the role just right, as her appearances in Mando and the Book of Boba Fett were very scarce. But now that she has 8 episodes to focus on her, getting into the role and getting the mannerisms of Ahsoka right have been more seamless this time around. Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera and Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine are just perfect. They feel just like their animated counterparts and they never miss a beat. And as a Doctor Who fan, it brings me great joy to see David Tennant return to his role as Hu Yang, and I'm surprised to find that he has a very big role in the show so far. And of course, the newcomers Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati are just exceptional characters. It is so sad that Ray Stevenson has passed away, but he left us with a final performance that is truly breathtaking. It delivers in a way that only Ray Stevenson could. I love that we see another evil Force user that has the same demeanor as Count Dooku once had. I really feel that it will pair nicely with Thrawn, as opposed to having 2 villains like Palpatine and Vader who are just overall menacing and terrifying to look at. A change in aesthetic really helps, and I want to learn everything about them. Oh, and it goes without saying that Chopper is perfect, just like always. As far as the plot goes, I am very much on board right now. Ahsoka has been looking for an ancient star map that holds the key to finding Thrawn, and hopefully Ezra. Based on the imagery we get in the show, I imagine that this new hyperspace route that leads outside of the known galaxy and into one of the satellite galaxies is a path that is for Purrgil migration, and we see some of that imagery within the star map. But to do this, the newly rescued Morgan Elsbeth is using her contacts on Corellia to send ship parts to a location in the Outer Rim known as Cetos, where she is building a massive hyperspace ring known as the Eye of Sion, which will be used to send them on this hyperspace lane to the location of Thrawn. Now, we have yet to see Thrawn in these episodes, which I think is understandable, and I will not be surprised if we don't see him until the very end of the series. But I know the reveal will be incredible regardless. I'm also really liking this subplot of Sabine having been Ahsoka's apprentice, but due to Sabine not being Force sensitive, the training was just too difficult, and Ahsoka seemed to have given up on Sabine, as she wasn't patient enough with her. I still love the idea of having Sabine as Ahsoka's Padawan, as she is a highly skilled fighter, and I think it's important that someone take up where Kanan never finished in helping Sabine with lightsaber training. Although we can clearly see after Sabine's run-in with Shin that not having the Force may put her at a severe disadvantage when fighting other Force users, and that exact disadvantage led Sabine to getting run through with a lightsaber. Now, I know a lot of people are tired of this trope, as it's been happening quite often, but all I will say is at least you could visually see that the point of impact was off to the right side of her stomach, so I feel that this one is more survivable than others, but it's also make-believe and in space, so I don't dwell on it that much. I really wish I had more time in the day just to discuss some of the other characters and moments in more detail, but I will do the best I can with what I have, as Baylan and Shin are way too interesting to just ignore. But overall, Ahsoka has started off with a bang, and I only see it going up from here. But let us know what you thought of Ahsoka down in the comments. Did you like the first 2 opening episodes, and when do you think we'll see Grand Grand Admiral Thrawn? And where will the Eye of Sion take them? Let us know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you to everyone who stuck around to this point in the video, and we hope to see you again very soon.